Mizpah TV, keeping the fire of the altar burning.
A very good morning mtazamaji wa Mizpah TV, na karibu kwenye kipindi ukipendacho cha Nuru ya asubuhi, tukiwa kwenye awamu ya uchambuzi wa magazeti, ukipenda sana the current affairs. Nikitumai ya kwamba mtazamaji uko salama, buheri wa afya mahali popote ulipo. Sisi tuna sababu zote za kumshukuru Mungu. Ametuarahusha, mawingi yametanda, je kuna mvua kidogo, rasha kibaridi hivi asubuhi, lakini tunasema asante, mvua ni baraka. Good morning my brother.
Good morning too.
Uko salama?
Niko mzima nashukuru.
You had a nice weekend?
Yes, my weekend was amazing. Nashukuru Mungu kabisa.
Good.
Yeah.
Yes, tuko hapa tayari kusukuma hili gurudumu la uchambuzi wa magazeti. Na siasa zimenoga, mambo yanaendelea kupamba moto
kabisa.
And things are moving, things are changing. The country sasa imetulia. Tulikuwa na Olkalao, tukamalizana na Olkalao. Ni nini ilifuata Olkalao?
After Olkalao kuna mengi ambayo yametukia. Tumeona the rise of Sifuna.
Rise of Sifuna.
Na tumeona pia this particular weekend now we are shifting from Singapore to Vietnam.
Sasa tunaenda Vietnam, and we have another vision.
Yes.
Vision 2060.
Yes.
Sijui kama 2030 tumefikia. I'm not very sure. Hayo ni baadhi ya masuala ambayo tutakuwa tukijadiliana hapa siku ya leo.
Yes.
Lakini kabla hatujaanza kipindi, kuna mambo ambayo sisi humuuliza Mwenyezi Mungu kutujalia. Ya kwamba atupe kichwa kenye ubongo wa hekima, mdomo wenye maneno ya ufasaha, na hata kifua chenye moyo wa ujasiri. Atujalie weledi, ukwasi na hata umahiri wa lugha. Na kwa kuwa mtazamaji, tukuombea Mungu akusaidie kusafiri safari ya kujisaka na hata kujitafuta, na ili ujue asili yako. Ugundue ya kwamba wewe ni wewe halisi, bali sio ganda la mua wa jana. Mwenyezi Mungu akushibishe na imani, akupe utajiri wa subira, vile vile akuondolee kiburi cha dunia. Tuandamane na wewe hadi tamati, na ili uweze kumakinika. Tupate the verse of the day. And today's verse come from the book of Ecclesiastes 3:11. The Bible says, and the focus, this week's focus is fresh start. Ni kama mwamko mpya, ama mwanzo mpya. Fresh start. The Bible says, He has made everything beautiful in its time. He has also set eternity in the human heart. Yet no one can fathom what God has done from beginning to end. Now, hii Biblia inatuambia, ama Biblia inatufunza ya kwamba He has made everything beautiful in its time.
Yeah.
That God is not random.
Yeah.
Yeye hakuji tu. You know, he is and there is nothing that is wasted mbele za Mungu.
Sure.
I'm saying this kwa sababu kuna watu unapitia kijambo fulani, lakini wewe unaona kana kwamba Mungu amelala. Lakini baada ya kusurvive that thing enye umekuwa ukipitia, it is when unaanza kuona, so this thing, the things that I was going through, ziko connected and the future. Unakuwa umepitia kitu, alafu unakuta it is connected with what you are doing. My mandate, ama ni mimi huona, I've not talked to God sijuagi hajaniongelesha ile direct, lakini according to what I'm feeling na according to what I've read in the Bible, what I've been taught by many people, ni ati there are many ways God can talk to you. And vile mimi ujiangalia, I'm an MC, I'm also a TV presenter, lakini kwa Facebook, kwa social media, I have found myself, na sijui kwa nini, I don't post. Sina hiyo mazoea ya kupost sana MC. Sina hiyo mazoea ya kupost sana nikiwa kwa TV. Hiyo mazoea sina. Ukiingia kwa Bible, in fact the other day I was testing something. Nilikuwa naenda kutest Google nione kama inanijua. Na nikaandika give me the MC who talks much about alcohol in Nakuru County. It brought my name. And I felt, oh, so this is what ninajulikana na hii. And I feel in my heart that is my mandate. Hiyo ndio purpose yangu hapa duniani. Kujaribu kusaidia wale ambao waraibu, wale watu wenye wanatumia madawa. That is my purpose. I don't know how many I will help. Ama through me God atasaidia wangapi. But sasa nilikuwa ninaketi ninaangalia. Ile maisha yenye nilipitia ya chang'aa nini, hiyo maisha ngumu yote. Yani God amekuja kuiturn and it becomes something. Lakini at the right time. Ile wakati inafaa. Umeshika? So he did not use me as an example of people can die because of alcohol. He saved me. But we have gone to burials. Zile zenye hao wenye wamefariki, we are using them as an example that drugs can kill. Mimi mwenye si kuangamia, I have something to do. Nimebakishwa nifanye kitu because God alichoose sitakuwa example ya people can die. Nitakuwa example ya people can survive, can change and become something else. So God anatuambia at the right time yeye uleta mambo inakuwa beautiful. The waiting, the pain, the good season, the dry season, he times them. Yeye ndiye anajua kutime hiyo maneno yote. Also he has put eternity into man's heart. Hii ni kama kumaanisha God ameput something very special in us that hatutosheki. We still need more. Na mimi uangalia ninaona the reason why Mungu ametufichia na atazidi kuficha, hata fichua so that we can develop faith ya kutrust things that we cannot see. That is why we have a path. Na Mungu anajua mbele yetu ni nini iko. Anajua maisha yetu vile inapaswa kukua. But if today leo Mungu akikuonyesha maisha yako vile itakuwa mpaka kwenye utasucceed, you will stop trusting in God. You will stop having faith in God. Sasa utaanza kukaa tu ukijuaka tu na pia utadevelop kiburi. Lakini God ametufichia ndio tuendelee kuput hope ndani yake. Okay, yet cannot find out what God has done from the beginning to the end. That is the reason why. So the big deal, the big idea is God is working on a perfect timeline. He put God-shaped longing in you, and he's asking you to trust him. Okay, when to trust him when you can't see the whole thing. God amekupatia hiyo utrust na utujue aje hii kitu yenye ina happen at this season, God's timing. Hata zenye unaona ziki happen kwa siasa na kwa it is God's timing. Ametupatia hivyo na Mungu huwa karakishi maneno yake. Na hakujagi mbio na ama upole. Hapana, na miaka 1000 ni kama siku moja kwa Mungu. So yeye hatishwi ati tumekaa sana tukilana. The children of Israel wali take years kabla wafike kwenye wanaenda. Mungu anaga haraka na hiyo ana shida. So we will continue learning. God will continue hiding things, but he will continue timing. Na ataendelea kufanya timing. So tusije tukalalamika sana. God's timing is the best. That is the verse of the day. We give God all the glory and honor. Tuingie kwenye uchambuzi wa magazeti.
Yes. Na katika gazeti la The Daily Nation, Jose, ninaona hapa tunaambia kwamba page 1 tunaambia kwamba Kenya shilling 3.5 billion a day borrowing spree. And this is something ambayo it is very interesting because katika gazeti la The Daily Nation tumeweza kupewa the amount of money that we borrow per day. And this is something ambayo imeweza kuleta a lot of concerns kwa sababu increased borrowing goes against Ruto's pledge to rein a runaway public debt. You can imagine we borrow per day, we borrow 3.5 billion. If you can calculate that with 365 days, you can be able to get the amount of money that we borrow per year. And this is something that has raised a lot of concerns because the main agenda that the president, Dr. William Ruto, wakati ambapo aliingia katika madaraka, alisema ya kwamba is going to reduce on the matters about debt. Lakini katika gazeti hili tunaambia kwamba imeweza kuinuka sana. Na tunaambia kwamba in the International Development Association, this is the timeline on the 7 new loans signed in 2026. And we have 29.15 billion. That is the amount ambayo tuliweza kuchukua pale International Development Association, that is IDA. And that is February 6, 2026. And February 10, 2026, we had African Development Fund, that is AFD, where we got 9.8 billion. That was to promote equitable access to quality higher education, training and research. And February 26, this particular year, we had International Sovereign Bond, that is ISB, ambayo tuliweza kuchukua 290.49 billion, ambayo ilikuwa for funding earmarked for budgetary support. March 17th, 2026, we had International Development Association, IDA, where we got 3.9 billion, kitty for climate resilience action. March tulikuwa na SMB Bank International, ambapo tuliweza kuchukua 20.3 billion, ambayo it was for funding for general budget support. And also April tuliweza kupata International Development Association, IDA, ambapo tuliweza kupata 45.5 billion. And now tunaambia kwamba katika taifa letu the borrowing spree imeenda ikipanda, na kama vile imeweza kuangaziwa katika gazeti hili, tunaambia kwamba the public debt ambayo imeweza kuaccumulate from the year 2023 to the year 2026, it had shown, imeweza kuonyesha kwamba we borrow a lot of money in matters about development ambazo later on they are not we are not able to account for this particular amount of money ambazo tumekuwa tunaendelea kuboro. And katika gazeti hili wameweza kupeana some of the statistics that we have, and also we see the debt to GDP from 42.20% in 2013 to 71.60 in 2026, and that is the highest in amount of increase ambayo imeweza kuonekana pale ya 71.60 amount of money ambayo imeweza kuongezeka. Na tunaambia kwamba at a glance we have 416.2 billion borrowed through 7 new foreign loans between April 2026 until now, and this is in amount to 13 trillion, the total debt that we have in our nation at this particular moment. And it is something ambayo it raises a lot of concerns because as we borrow, katika gazeti hili wameweza kusema ya kwamba we are not able to even account for this particular amount of money ambayo tumekuwa tukiborrow as a country. Jose,
let me you know, it's sad when you talk about all this debt.
Yeah.
Na hizi deni kama tungekuwa tukijua vile zinatumika. And sometimes mimi husema with all humility, instead of being told about the affordable housing, all this is something that is affecting generations to come.
Yeah, sure.
Wataendelea kulipa hii madeni. But what are we borrowing for? What have improved in this country? Ni nini hiyo? You know, you when somebody stands and tell us that SHA is working, and I'm saying this with all humility, when somebody stands and say that SHA is working, I want that person akuje tuongelele kwa hospitali. Akuje tuende PGH,
yes.
Tufanyie mkutano PGH.
Yes.
Not doing it on pavilion,
yes.
and podiums and all that and big hotels. Wakuje tuone the picture that is circulating in PGH Nakuru,
yeah,
where
sure.
people are sleeping outside. We want, I know you might tell me iyo sio ya SHA, but I want to know the improvement which have been done in hospitals.
Yes.
You see, this money is a lot. Ile imeombwa.
Yeah.
If I tell you what a billion can do, hawezi imagine.
Yeah.
We want to see our schools. Tuone shule zetu, karne hii shule haina dirisha. At this juncture, hii mwaka hapa, it breaks my heart kuona kuna shule ile kwenye watoto wengine wanaenda kusoma in private schools, very nice schools. That is how a public school should be looking like. Kulingana na pesa ile imeombwa.
Yes.
A public school inapaswa kukua saizi iko hadi na swimming pool.
Sure.
Remember, these are syllabus. Hizi ni vitu zenye wanatumia.
Yeah.
Hatupaswi tena kulipa pesa watoto waende kwa mahoteli. Schools need to be expanded. Hawa watoto wetu wameingia generation nyingine. They are doing CBC. We want to see our children in school. Kindergarten. Tunataka kuona kindergarten wameanza kufanya hata roboting. Wameanza kufanya hiyo mambo ya roboting. We want to compete with the world. Na hii pesa ni mingi yenye imekopwa. Now then, genuinely stand and tell us, this 3.5 billion that we've borrowed per day, we have been able to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tuweze kuona hivyo. Tuache kuona anti-corruption wakienda kuarrest few people na wametumwa na wale cartel wakubwa. Now, hii pesa hapo tu ndio inauma. Yes, we have borrowed, but this is what we are doing with the money. We have been able to do this with the money. Kwa sababu hawezi kuwa tunaona hii kuombwa na tuletewi barabara yenye imetengenezwa na pesa yenye iliombwa. Waseme aje the 3.5 billion. Now, Daily Nation, tunaomba hiyo gazeti ya Daily Nation waende sasa watuletee. We are tired of kujulishwa ile pesa imekopwa. Now we want you to go and investigate and tell us 3.5 imetumika wapi. You can tell us 1 billion imetumika kufanya hivi na hivi. Na hii 2.5 billion moja ikapewa rais, ile ingine ikapatiwa hawa, because ni watoto wa Mungu pia. Kujeni mtuambie ukweli, mtuambie watoto wa Mungu tuliona wako njaa sana. We decided to award them this money. Kujeni tuone breakdown ya hiyo billions. Sisi wa Kenya tuseme tumeridhika na hiyo story, we continue. Ndio tuende tukafuata ile katiba yenye kipengele kenye kinasema power resides to wananchi. Tunataka tuone hiyo power imerudishwa kwetu. Na kupewa kurudishwa kwetu ni vile ninaongea saizi. Nisidhulumiwe, nisiambiwe kitu mbaya. Nielezewe pesa yetu ile umekopa. Kwa sababu haitalipo na mfuko ya president. Italipo na ushuru ile mimi ninatoa. Na mwingine na mwingine. Siwezi kuwa hapa nang'ang'ana kufanya skiza tunes. Zinalipa watu pesa mingi hapa na wafanye nini. Anyway, on other news, enter Linda Mama, enter Linda Mwananchi Party. Tunaona Nairobi Senator Edwin Sifuna's camp is exploring registration of Linda Mwananchi as a party ahead of next year elections. Members have today scheduled a meeting with officials of the office of the registrar of political parties. Tumeona Linda Mwananchi sasa imekanyanga hatua nyingine ya kuregister members wake. Na tunauliza Linda Mwananchi, mnapofanya hivi, we will do it with a lot of dignity. Msifanye kama wakati wa UDA. You remember UDA time? And I'm saying this kwa sababu ni ukweli. These people walikuwa na moto mingi sana. I think chama ya UDA ilikuwa imeshikwa na watu sana. Because I remember as an MC, unaenda mahali kwa mazishi, you find them with books. Kwa mazishi ya wenyewe wanaenda kuanza kuregister watu. Mambo ya chama. Vile unasikiaga pale kuna pimo pressure hiyo. Sasa ilikuwa tumetoka kwa kupima pressure, ilikuwa kwa ati kule pana eye clinic, ilikuwa na bado registration ya chama ya UDA inaendelea. Sasa ninauliza hawa walinda mwananchi, mu respect mazishi ya wenyewe, don't bring registration in people's burial. Enda mfanye kwa harusi hiyo, angalau inakaa, na hata harusi ni ya wenyewe, sio yenyewe.
Yes.
So we register, we use, tutumie, niyo ni haki ya kidemokrasia, chama ambacho unataka kuingia, lakini we do it with dignity and respect.
Yes, and it is something that we are going to see in this particular future, ni kwa sababu the registration, kuna that particular process ambayo hutumika in registration of political parties, and we are now going to see that particular if they are going to register this particular party ya Linda Mwananchi. And on other news, katika siku za hivi punde tumekuwa tukiona ya kwamba kumekuwa na shule nyingi ambazo zimekuwa zikichomeka, but now there is a ruling ambayo imeweza kutolewa that judge bans blanket fines for school and race damages, and that is in page 8 ya gazeti la The Daily Nation. Ninajua ya kwamba wazazi wengi wamekuwa wakipitia changamoto nyingi wakati ambapo shule ambazo wanafunzi wao wanasomea zimeweza kuchomeka, ni kwa sababu there is that amount of money ambayo wazazi wote huitishwa kwa jumla. Lakini sasa there is a court ruling ambayo imeweza kusema ya kwamba we need to have investigation on this particular cases ambazo shule zimechomwa, and we get the culprits of this particular plan ya kuweza kuharibu and destruction of property katika mashule, and those that are found capable watakuwa wakilipa the whole amount, because katika gazeti hili wameweza kuangazia some of the schools ambazo ziliweza kuchomeka, and there was also Ambira High School ambayo the damage ili amount to 50 million shillings, and now the court after all the investigation, the whole school had to cater for these 50 million shillings, and it was subdivided to all the students katika shule hiyo. But now the court ruling imeweza kusema kwamba public school cannot impose a blanket financial penalties on students or make payment a condition for returning to class after unrest, and the High Court has ruled squashing amount of 50 million penalty imposed on Ambira school parents after student strife. And Justice David Kemei said that one county education board can set readmission condition. He struck down a 33,000 levy imposed on each of the 1,515 Ambira High School students, and that was totaling to amount 50 million. Now this decision imeweza kufanya ya kwamba wameweza kusema ya kwamba the investigation will be done in each and every case ambayo itakuwa ikipatikana, and those that are found capable watakuwa wakibeba huo mzigo na sio kuwabebesha wazazi wote mzigo huo. And that particular story iko katika page 8 ya gazeti la The Daily Nation. And Jose, this is something that has really been affecting a lot of parents, ni kwa sababu kuna wale wazazi ambao wakati mwingine hawajiwezi, wako na watoto katika shule, na wakati ambapo wanaambiwa sasa inabidi ya kwamba alipe more than even the amount of fees ambayo ameweza kukua kilipa kwa sababu ya distraction ambayo imeweza kutokea katika shule, it has been something that imekuwa ikiaffect a lot of parents, and it is something ambayo ninajua kwamba wazazi wamepata afueni.
Yes. It is called Kenya. Yenye kila kitu tu ni kama saizi watu wanafinywa sana.
Yeah.
Na tunaona other news. Gachagua pokes holes into proposed Ruto Vision 2060 plan. The former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has dismissed President William Ruto 2060 economic agenda and the planned nation engagement, saying it does not make sense a year before 2027 general election. Mr. Gachagua, the Democratic for Citizen Party DCP leader, claimed that the national engagement was disguised move, was a disgust move. Engagement was engagement to move to move to change the constitution from a presidential to a parliamentary system that would be easy control. We are aware that Attorney General has been directed to craft the proposed amendments to be discussed by Kenyans after realizing that he had lost the trust and support of majority of Kenyans. This would not soil through Mr. Gachagua said, let them bring the referendum and we will vote against it with a majority of Kenyans who are fed up with his poor leadership. So hizi fununu ziko za kuamend the constitution.
Yes.
And it is very dangerous. Well, you want to do such a thing. Na tumekuwa tukiangalia Mheshimiwa Gachagua kila wakati anaposema jambo linaenda linatokea.
Yeah.
Juzi kabla rais hajasoma hotuba yake ama ile speech yake ya 2060 na kukua kama China na Vietnam, kabla hajatoa hiyo speech yake,
yes,
Gachagua already had told us what he is coming to do.
To say.
And right now ametoa tena maneno ingine enye rais anaweza kuja kusema. Imeandikwa hapa kwa gazeti na amepinga kabisa hiyo mambo ya Vision 2060. Sijui Vision 2060 imekukujia aje mwananchi? Tunaangalia tu gazeti, sisi tunaangazia gazeti, lakini sijui Vision 2060 imekukujia aje. Mimi kwa maoni yangu ambayo sio maoni ya Mizpah TV, ni maoni yangu Joseph Karanja, niliona hapakuwa na haja ya Vision 2060. Ni mzuri sana, lakini hii ya Vision 2030 ambayo ilitolewa na mzee wetu, jamaa ambaye sisi tunasema he was the best president of this Republic of Kenya, Emilio Mwai Kibaki.
Yeah.
Alitoa Vision 2030. Have we achieved it? Have we been able to achieve even a half of it? And if we have achieved it, how have we achieved it? Because we cannot achieve this by kufinyililia hii.
Yeah.
Lazima tuziachieve zikiwa zote. We cannot achieve. This is a man who stood and said there will be free primary education. That it will be free. And it happened. But right now you are reading that we are now supposed to pay. Why is it happening this way? Are we supposed, can we put concentration in Vision 2030?
Yeah.
Ndio tukifika Vision 2030 tuseme we have been able to achieve this. Now we need to set Vision 2060. So me, I feel it was good kukuwa na hiyo press. Lakini ingekuwa hiyo press iseme we are here still trying to fulfill ama to achieve Vision 2030, but in the 2030 we want to make sure that this 20, in fact even doing ingekuwa, we want to make sure that by the time tunafika 2030 tutakuwa tumeachieve hii yote yenye iliandikwa na Mwai Kibaki. Then you will allow me, my fellow Kenyans, that 2030 we are going to launch 2060.
Yeah.
Because we are still working on it. We are still working on it together with that sijui what with a panel that we are working on, so that tukiketi chini tukienda tuseme we are now celebrating that we have achieved 2030, we can now launch 2060.
Yes.
But you cannot. How can we launch 2060 honestly, according to me? How can we launch 2060 na hatujapata hata nusu ya 2030?
It is something that is so interesting, and
yes,
we hope that we are going to see new things. Na katika page 6 ya gazeti la The Daily Nation tunaambia kwamba Ruto, UDA ODM pact is here to stay, and that particular statement it was given by the president yesterday on that particular fundraiser pale katika kanisa la ACK St. Stephen ACK Church in Moiben, Uasin Gishu, ambapo their president aliweza ku reassure that their pact and partnership, political partnership with the ODM party is here to stay. And in a strong pushback against growing unease within the coalition, President William Ruto yesterday declared that his political partnership with the ODM is firm and it's here to stay. And the president aliweza ku reassure na pia aliweza kuomba wale ambao wamekuwa wandani wake wa kisiasa ya kwamba waweze kukubali wakaweza kufanya kazi na the members from the ODM party, na aliweza kuassure that there is going to support all the agendas ambazo watakuwa wakitoa pale katika their inclusive government ambayo iko pale. Na tunaambia kwamba there was also aliweza kusema kwamba the ODM people ama wale ambao wanachama ODM, they are also members wa taifa letu la Kenya, ambao ni wananchi wa taifa letu la Kenya, and they deserve to be included in this particular government. But now some other politicians waliweza kusema this is something that is bringing a lot of anxiety in that political pact ambayo wako nayo with the ODM party, because some of them wameweza kusema ya kwamba wamekuwa wakitengwa in some of the meetings and the agendas ambazo zimekuwa zikiendelea pale, and it is something that is raising a lot of concerns. And also something ambayo iliweza kuendelea pia, there was matters about that particular motion ambayo inapelekwa pale Senate by Aaron Cheriot on matters about stopping the live streaming ya the polling, the election, ama yale matokeo ya uchaguzi kuweza kufikishwa pale katika tallying center, na there is that live streaming ambayo pia imeweza kuangaliwa katika gazeti hili. And this is something, Jose, ambayo it is something that is going to compromise a lot of things, ni kwa sababu if we stop, we are a democratic country. If you're going to stop this live streaming ama kukuwa na ile matangazo ya moja kwa moja ya uchaguzi, it is something that is going to compromise even the credibility of our election.
We can put CCTV, lakini kwenye tuwezi weka CCTV ni kwa choo ndani, because pale kuna mambo ya kisiri sana inatendeka.
Yes.
Hata kwa bathroom hakuna CCTV. Lakini CCTV iko manyumbani.
Yeah.
Now kabla peleke hii motion kule kwa bunge, tunataka kujua kweni polling station zitakuwa bafu ama choo. Kwenye hatuwezi weka CCTV. In fact, badala aende aseme we need to add CCTV in the live streaming, we need to invest. Hiyo mkisema tutakubali. Kuwekwe CCTV. In fact, mpaka hizo kura zikitolewa hapa zipelekwe station nyingine ziwe live streamed, because we are not stealing.
Yeah.
It is we want to see. Technology imekuja. We want to see. And I dare tell that whoever mwenye amepeleka hiyo, this is not like the other countries we've seen, the neighboring countries.
Yeah.
This is our country, a country yenye inaheshimu katiba yao, na country yenye iko na wananchi wamesoma. So tuachiwe hapo. Why are you hiding? Ni nini mnataka ifichwe? Kwa nini uko kwa vita kubwa sana ifichwe? When you want this you are planning to do, and we can your answer, your guess is as mine. Ni ati kama kuna huko, ni kama wamesindikizwa kidogo na hii wananchi, ama hii maneno ya Olkalau ilileta tumbo joto sana. Yes.
And it is something that imeweza ku raise a lot of concerns, because a lot of Kenyans were asking, because katika gazeti even la The Standard wameweza kuangazia that particular story, and wameweza kusema kwamba this is something that is going to benefit wakati mwingi katika mataifa ambayo yamekuwa kifanya this particular thing ya kuweza ku stop the live streaming, imekuwa ikibenefit the sitting or the incumbent president, and it is something ambayo ninajua kwamba kutakuwa na that particular discussion imeweza kupelekwa pale katika committee katika Senate, and we are going to see how things are going to unfold in that particular motion, if it is going to make a way katika the debate pale Senate, ambapo tutaweza kuona the final discussion. Yes.
Yes, inaonekana muda wetu sasa umetupa kisogo.
Ndivyo.
Hatutaweza kuendelea zaidi. Unless you have something to say.
Mine is just to thank our viewers for joining us in this particular current affairs segment, na pia ninataka ya kwamba nikawakumbusha ya kwamba mkutano wa Ladies of Nobility itafanyika hapa katika mlima wa Mizpah Press Center kuanzia tarehe 17 hadi tarehe 21, na mkutano huu ambao umeandaliwa na Mtume Daktari Jesse Karanja, it is an interdenominational meeting that will be happening here at Mizpah Prayer Center. If you want to book your accommodation, there are numbers that are moving on your screen right now. You can book for accommodation, because this particular meeting, it is an interdenominational meeting, and for all ladies in our country will be gathering here at Mizpah Prayer Center. You can book your accommodation on 07 on that particular number ambaye ninaona ya kwamba inacheza katika runinga yako. And this particular meeting, it will be a moment of worship, moment of praise, and moment of being in the presence of God. And this meeting will be happening from the 17th to the 21st of this particular month of August. Jose,
karibuni sana kwa hiyo mkutano wa Ladies of Nobility. Kama alivyosema, sio wa dini moja, ni wa madhehebu yote. So kila lady anakaribishwa. So before nimalize a story, sikosi hadithi fupi la leo, nitaangazia binti moja anaitwa Nicole Wanjiru. Nicole Wanjiru alipozaliwa, waliishi na kazini yake, na mama yake na baba yake by then walikuwa kwa watu wa starehe. So kila Jumapili ilipofika, huyu Nicole na kazini yake walikuwa naenda kanisa. Na Nicole alikuwa mtoto mdogo, but they used to go to church. Na kila asubuhi angekuja kwa bedroom na aitishe sadaka kwa wazazi wenye wamelala wakiwa na maruerue, ama ukipenda sana hangovers. Na alikuwa anaingia kwa kakibeti mama yake, anachomoa sadaka, anawapatia na wanaenda. Na mtoto siku moja akawa tu anawaambia, na tutaenda church. Tutaenda church. Na siku moja mama aliokoka. Na aliokoka very funny, akiwa amebebwa na bodaboda. Ile Pius Moiro akihubiri akasema, rudia maombi haya. Na yeye akaokoka. Na alipookoka, aliambiwa aende kanisa yenye iko karibu na yeye. Sasa kanisa, ajui kanisa yoyote, anajua tu kanisa ile mtoto wake anaenda, na hajaienda. So the mother, kwa the young small girl, ilibidi akafuate. Na wakaenda kanisa. Na walipofika pale, walipewa hata kiti ya mbele because of this mtoto. Wakapewa hadi kiti ya mbele. Na the rest is story. Mke akaokoka, bwana akaachwa kwa pombe, na kwa muda usiokuwa mrefu sana mke akaweza kutreat bwana yake vizuri, and they got married. Today I'm talking about Pastor Dominic and Pastor Jane. Hao ndio walisongozwa kanisani na mtoto wao. We've hosted Pastor Dominic here. We also hosted Pastor Jane here with their story, juzi ya kuogofia. Kwa sababu wote walikuwa na juzi ya kuogofia. That story leo imeni-inspire that hata mtoto mdogo, don't neglect your children to go to church. Even if you are not going, insist your children to go to church. One day it will come to save you. Kufikia hapo nitawacha kwa msemo, mwenye tumbo ni tumbole, angafunga mkaja. Mwenye tumbo ni tumbole, angafunga mkaja. Huo ni msemo unatuonyesha kwamba mtu mwenye mimba hata akifunga mkaja ni kama kitambaa ama kitu fulani ambacho kinaficha mimba. Hata afunge ama ule mshipi ufunge kiasi gani, mimba ikiwa iko na haipaswi kufichwa. So mtazamaji, kufikia hapo hatutaongeza mitume wala na nabii, ila tukukoma. Tuseme asanti kwa kuchagua runinga ya Mizpah. Na iwapo tumekutendea ndivyo sivyo, tunaomba uturekebishe kwa njia ya heshima, kwani duniani hamna mtu asiyekuwa na dosari. Lakini kama tumekufurahisha, ende ukawaambie wengine kutuhusu. Na usione tunajituma sana ukadhani tuwajitesa. Kwetu hamna kitu cha kurithi ila tu jina la ukoo. Na bado tunazidi kuuliza, sisi tukosekane na Mungu aonekane. Sisi tupungue, yeye azidi kuonekana. So mimi tutafikisha hapo. Wasalam, na tunakutakia utazamaji bora wa vipindi vilivyosalia, vile vile wiki isiyokuwa na bukta. Wasalam wa marhaba.
Mizpah TV, keeping the fire of the altar burning.
I was glad when they said unto me, let us go into the house of the Lord. Psalm 122 verse 1. Are you ready to recharge your spirit? Every Friday from 9 p.m., Mizpah House of Prayer invites you to join us for the prophetic night vigil. You can also watch us on Mizpah TV or on our social media platforms. Spend a night in His presence.
Ninaamini tunapotafuta uso wa Bwana, makusudi ya Mungu yanashuka, ulinzi wa Mungu unashuka. Wakati unaanza kuomba, mbingu inakuwa attentive kwa maombi ya watakatifu. Mbingu inakuwa attentive kwa maombi ya kila yeyote aombaye kwa imani.
Praise the Lord. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. My name is Pastor Philip Mulinge. I'm a pastor at Mizpah House of Prayer. Have you heard about this book, Preparing for a Godly Marriage? This is a book that I have done, and I want to say that marriages don't fail because there is no love. Marriages largely fail because of no or poor preparation. And many people prepare for a wedding, but how many people prepare for marriage? And that is why God gave me a burden to do this book that will be a blessing to the body of Christ. If you have not gotten this book, you have an opportunity to get it. You can reach out to us and we will give you more details on how you can get the book. The book is available online. Yes, it is available online. So if you're not in the country, you are outside the country, you can get it on seller.com and also on Amazon. This is a must-have book for us to have stable marriages in this generation. God bless you in Jesus' name.
Hello to you, praise Yahweh. I am Godwill Babete, and to get my song Egemeo as your skiza tune, go to your phone and text the word skiza, then leave space, then 5707805 and send to 811, and you will get it at only 1 shilling. God bless you and God keep you.
I pray that with your eyes open in Jesus' mighty name to see that all things are possible. So all things are possible to them that are born again.
Mizpah TV, keeping the fire of the altar burning.
A very good morning to you. Welcome, and this is Money Monday, your go-to show for financial tips and strategies on how you can become a great entrepreneur. And for the day-to-day people, we help you to become financially independent in the future. I'm Angela Kabete. Please make sure that you get to interact with us on the social media handles, that is on Facebook and YouTube at Mizpah TV Kenya. And you can also opt to use our WhatsApp number, that is on 0799200100, and tell us where you are watching us from. And on today's edition of Money Monday, we're tackling something that is quite relevant and very important and very key when it comes to a business. Yeah, so if you're aspiring to have a business, if you have a business, you're an entrepreneur, you're in the right space. And but today's topic, that is systems that are required for a business to run effectively, because good businesses are not only built on hard work alone, they are built on systems. And many entrepreneurs believe that having a great product or service is enough. But the reality is that without proper systems, even the best ideas struggle to survive. And according to business survival data, about 20% of small businesses close within the first year, and nearly half fail within their first 5 years. And one of the common reasons isn't lack of passion or you don't love that business, but it's weak operational system and other things as well. And in addition, a 2024 Business Solutions survey found that 95% of business leaders believe integrated business systems are essential for growth, while many businesses still spend hours every week on manual processes because their systems are disconnected, affecting business productivity and profitability. And to unpack this conversation, I'm not doing it alone. I'm honored to be joined by that is Mr. Peter Wawiro. He is the founder of Tindai Insurance Agencies. And without further ado, help me welcome him to this edition of Money Monday. A very good morning to you.
Good morning.
You're doing well?
I'm well. Yes.
Happy new month. It's a new month.
It's a new month. Furthermore, it's my birthday month.
Happy birthday in advance. That's
it's
nice.
my birthday week.
Oh, birthday week.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And karibu sana today's edition of Money Monday. We're discussing something that I feel like it's mostly overlooked by many entrepreneurs. Even when someone starts a business, a day-to-day person akipata a thought of starting a business, systems are one of the last things to think about. They start thinking about capital, you know, who will be my customer, and other things as well. So help us understand, when you talk about a system, especially in a business, what do we mean? What is that thing?
When you talk about a system, I want to give an analogy, a very simple analogy.
All right.
Your body system, the human system. You have the eyes, they're able to see. You have the breathing system. You have the digestive system.
Yeah.
You have the hearing system. You have the blood circulatory system. You have the urinary system. All those systems make the perfect working of the body. The same applies within a business. You have systems that ensure that the business is making money even when you are asleep. Okay? And you avoid what you call the bottleneck kind of within a business, because the bottleneck is the one that actually hinders the operationalization of your business. So you must have proper well systems to ensure that the business is able to run smoothly. Yes.
All right. So that if that's how a system looks like, then why does it make it important to have a system, or what I was trying to say? Why is a system really important apart from working hard?
The system ensures that there is a smooth learning. Okay. And other than smooth learning, we can simplify this by using the word, not just the system, but what you call the standard operating procedures.
Okay, so we have them.
Yes, in the world of business, we don't call them the systems. We normally call them, in short, SOPs. Standard operating procedures. The standard operating procedures are the ones that ensure that the business is able to run smoothly without the bottleneck. And ensure that the operation of every customer who comes to your business, there is a standard way of how he's going to be handled. Every operation in the business has a standard way of being operated. So that even if you have a new employee, even if the director or the owner of the business is not there, there is a standard way of doing things in an organization. And let me tell you, Angie, most of the businesses that you go to, they don't have standard operating procedures, such that when the owner of the business is sick, everything goes flat. If there is a new employee who comes in, if a certain customer comes in, he's treated different from the other, and that now causes all the business to flop.
Yeah, it happens.
Okay, so you end up being what you call an effective business person. An effective business person, but we require an efficient business function, whereby when you talk about an effective business, it is done regardless of the time, regardless of the cost, regardless of the human power. But when you talk of efficient business operation, it looks into the time management, it looks into how much is used, it looks into who is supposed to do it. At the end of the day, the customer is satisfied, the business is able to make profit, and you don't have to waste much of your resources. That is what you call efficient business operating processes.
I love the way you brought it out. And now if that is the case, because you're saying most of the businesses that they don't consider that, at what stage should a business start putting in place the systems? Yeah. You
see, the moment you're starting up a business, you must have the standard operating procedures, at least in a sheet of paper, for each and every department. For each and every?
Small SME.
Just have it. Okay, for the small businesses, you may think, I'm not going to write it down. But it's good to have at least within a certain sheet how things are run within your organization. Even if it's your own business, family business. When your spouse comes, when your child comes to the same business, they know how things are done. Then you'll not be, if it is the inventory, for example, you know when to purchase, what to purchase, after it is when it is sold, how to record it, where is it being going to record it, in which ledger book, how receipt is going to be issued, and how restocking is supposed to be done. With that kind of a process, there is no single time that you have no stock in your shop. You're not going to have the dead stock within your. You also have to know which product is going faster. Now let's go to a hospitality industry, for example, in a hotel. A customer comes in. There is a standard procedure. A customer has come into a hotel. How do you go to the person? What do you take to the person? Is it the menu? How do you greet the person? How do you take the order? Then how do you take that order to the kitchen? And then from the kitchen, how long does it take to bring it back to the customer? Then after giving it to the customer, how long does it take, and at what stage do you bring in the bill? How often did you go and check the customer? If you don't have that standard operating procedure, then the customer will be waiting for you there to be served a cup of tea or to be served his meal without any standard. But if you know this is the standard of serving the customer, it is uniform for all the customers. There is uniformity. Okay. You get the point? So that is what you say at the initial stage when you're starting a business. You must know these are the standards. You're operating a hospital. If a patient comes from the casualty area or from the entry point, what is the procedure? The patient goes to the record. He's registered. From the registration, he's taken to the doctor. After the doctor, does he go to the lab? If he goes to the lab, what is the procedure? After coming from the lab, coming back to the doctor, from the doctor to the pharmacy, that is the procedure. If this patient has to be admitted, what is the standard operating procedure that the patient has been admitted? What is the procedure until the patient is given to the nurses in the ward? Then what is the procedure to ensure that patient is looked into by the doctor, and how often? That is what you call the operating systems.
And I love the practical examples that you've used, because it's something that the day-to-day people can relate with. Now, because you have repeated this and the standard operating procedures, what is entailed in that?
Now, when you talk about a standard operating procedure, you look at anything that is repeatedly done within an organization. Anything that is repeatedly done in an organization, then you write it down. So at the point of starting your business, you know, what do I expect to do? What do I expect to do? So from that point, you have, this is a guideline. For a layman, using the word SOP or the standard operating procedure being a little bit technical, the guideline of what needs to be done in my organization. So the standard operating procedures or the guidelines are what are the to do every day for every business process within that organization. Let me give a very simple example. Maybe this will make it even clearer. You are starting your business. The first standard operating procedure is, how am I going to hire a person?
Okay.
How am I
going to hire a person?
Now that now goes into the need analysis of my organization, so that I know who do I need. What skills am I looking? What education am I looking for? So the skills is the training. What competencies am I looking for? Then after that, after I've hired this person, how am I going to induct this person? How am I going to train this person? Okay. After knowing how to train this person, what time will the person be coming into to work? When will I be paying this person? At what date? And then how am I going to pay the statutory deduction to the government? So that is the standard. I have a regulation on these are employees. How should the whole procedure be? You write it down. So that any employee who comes into your organization, you know, akiingia, this is what I'm going to do. At what time am I going to pay? Then I'll motivate my staff. Okay, I'll have reliable staff to work with me, because I've already put a guideline on how my employees will be. Now, the next thing, a person has come and purchased anything from us, from your business. Or let's even before they purchase, has inquired. Now, when that person has done an inquiry, what is the guideline? It is well indicated. An inquiry has been done. Okay. So what do I require from the customer? So what information am I going to inquire from a customer? Let's say, for example, you're dealing with, like us, in the insurance industry. Somebody has come I need a medical cover. What is the standard operating procedure? You first need to know what is the family size, what is the age size of the family. Do they need an inpatient cover only? Do they need an outpatient cover? What illnesses do they have, any illness that they may have, pre-existing condition, so that from there I go on to the next stage to do a quote. After I have done the quote, I have delivered the quote to the customer. Now it is my time, the time that you say, after delivery of the quote, how long does it take to go and inquire and do a follow-up? The customer has accepted the quote. What is the procedure now of how the customer will pay, and after the payment to be onboarded? You see, that is now a standard, a guideline of from the inquiry to delivery of the service.
Now, I feel like you have given us the things that forms a system, right? And I feel you have brought the aspect of that is the human resource and administration, the operations and delivery, financial management, and probably you can add that is marketing and sales. And now probably you can start with that is a financial management, something that is a management system, something that it feels like it's the backbone of the business, but it's a challenge or a struggle to many businesses. Now, why is this financial management system the backbone of every business, and why is it very key and very important?
When you look at the finance part of the organization, it is the bloodline of the organization. Because without the finances, how are you going to operationalize, or how are you going to run the systems of the organization? So finance is the bloodline of the organization. So it has to be well managed. And the first thing of how to manage it is where we call, there's a rule that we call 20-80 rule. 20-80 rule. The 20-80 rule says that you spend 20% of your money to bring 80. You spend 20% on stock, on buying whatever you have, to bring 80. So the 20 is, I'm buying the stock, I'm employing them, I have the employees, I'm paying the rent and all that. Then the 80% running of the business is every person who is actually doing and performing the stock that is being sold, the marketing and all that, is as a result of the 20 that you spend on. So how well you manage your finances to ensure that at no given time is your business cash flow struck or stuffed.
The cash flow.
You have a proper cash flow. And how do you ensure that you have a proper cash flow? Is by ensuring that you know every single time, where am I spending my money? You have a daily tracking of the stock. You have a daily tracking of how each and every employee is performing, the revenue generated. So what does that tell you? You have the targets. The targets takes you back again to the standard operating procedures of every employee. So that the finances are how much am I making and what is the target of each and every individual. So for that now to have, for the finances to be well managed, then it takes you to the next level. If I have these employees and I need them to perform in a certain area, what must I have in as their target? Then I go to another very important thing that we call the what are your targets? The key performance indexes of each and every employee, the KPI. The KPI of each and every employee ensure, nimekwambia lazima ufanye hii na ufikishe mahali fulani, so I'll measure you.
Okay.
Are you together? So that if I'm measuring you, so I know how much I'm able to generate from you. Then from there, proper record of each and every transaction in an organization. We go to a golden rule in the world of business. If it is not documented, it did not happen. So any transaction that goes on in an organization must be
documented.
And it is not only being documented, but it is tied to a certain target. It's tied to a certain target. So the finances of the organization, being the bloodline, must be well organized to the extent that you know what you're expecting and you're able to measure every day, every week, Where am I? And you can only do that by proper recording.
Wow, I love the way you brought it out. You have mentioned something new that you have learned today, the 20-80 rule. You use a 20 to get an 80. And then you brought the aspect of cash flow, and then you said that finance is the bloodline of the business. Then what financial mistakes do business people make when they lack that is proper systems?
One of the great mistakes that you do is having money in your pocket but you don't know where. What and where. What to do with it and where did it come from.
Okay.
What to do with it and where did it come. And you can only have that by having proper organizational processes. The standard operating procedure. Hii pesa imetoka mahali fulani, it's supposed to do this and it's supposed to head here. So there has to be a very good standard operating procedure for every coin that comes to the organization. From when you sell, when do you get the paid, and if you have a loan, when to pay to avoid the penalties. What are the sources of your funds? Is it from your savings? Is it from your business? Is it from external? And what is the cost of that business? Okay. When money comes in, how do you take every single coin to where it's supposed to be? Therefore, there has to be a very nice, good standard operating. And then what is the cost? Luckily enough, Angie, we are moving to a very, very, very important phase where we have the digitalization. Such that there are digital systems where you can now be able now to manage all your finances and you're able even to see. And you're able to cut your costs. You may decide that all the money that comes to the organization will be on cash basis. But you know, all of them are paid through the M-Pesa. And all that money is taken to the bank. Then at the end of the day, you are able to track and to trace all your finances using the systems. If you have to pay for out of pocket for any operation, maybe the employees are going out and all that, you use the financial system and they're already there.
Okay. Well, allow us to go for a short break. Then when we come back, we'll continue to check the other forms of systems that are in the business and how they get to have an impact on the productivity and the profit of the business. To our viewers, please tell us, what is that one thing that has stood out for you? And as Mr. Peter Wawira has said, the founder of Tindai, how many times do you get yourself or found yourself as a business person, uko na pesa kwa mfuko, ujui imetoka wapi, ulijui uliuza nini? How many times does that happen? Well, talk to us on 0799 200 100. We're so glad and happy to hear from you. Stay tuned. Be right back after the short break with the same conversation.
Mizpah TV, keeping the fire of the altar burning.
Ninaamini tunapotafuta uso wa Bwana, makusudi ya Mungu yanashuka, ulinzi wa Mungu unashuka. wakati unaanza kuomba, mbingu inakuwa attentive kwa maombi ya watakatifu. Mbingu inakuwa attentive kwa maombi ya kila yeyote aombaye kwa imani.
Praise the Lord. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. My name is Pastor Philip Mulinge. I'm a pastor at Mizpah House of Prayer. Have you heard about this book, Preparing for a Godly Marriage? This is a book that I have done, and I want to say that marriages don't fail because there is no love. Marriages largely fail because of no or poor preparation. And many people prepare for a wedding, but how many people prepare for marriage? And that is why God gave me a burden to do this book that will be a blessing to the body of Christ. If you have not gotten this book, you have an opportunity to get it. You can reach out to us and we will give you more details on how you can get the book. The book is available online. Yes, it is available online. So if you're not in the country, you are outside the country, you can get it on seller.com and also on Amazon. This is a must-have book for us to have stable marriages in this generation. God bless you in Jesus' name.
Mizpah TV, keeping the fire of the altar burning.
A very good morning to you. Welcome back, and this is the Money Monday, your go-to show for financial tips and strategies on how you can become a great entrepreneur. For the day-to-day people, they help you become financially independent in the future. And today's topic is systems that are required for a business to run effectively. That is what we have been tackling. That is from the from the first segment that we had. We have understood what is a system. We have tackled that is matters to do with financial management, and you have understood that is the bloodline of a system. And remember, what is not documented never happened. So for a business person, do you document the transactions that happen in that business that you have daily? Because you need to. And I'm not alone. I'm back with my guest, that is Peter Warren, founder of Tindai Insurance Agencies. Welcome back, sir.
Thank you, thank you.
And the first segment was quite educative, and there's something that you mentioned, and it's really key in the file, like you should elaborate further or explain further so that people can understand and help us know where does it fall. You mentioned that is the 20-80 rule, and you say that 20% should bring 20% of what is in the stock should bring, that is 80% profit. Can you explain more on that, how it works, and where does it fall?
Thank you, Angie. Now, that aspect is under what you call the inventory management.
Okay.
The inventory management. And we say stock is money tied up in the shelf.
Okay.
Stock is money, is sitting money on the shelf. So too much of it is cash tied up. Whereas too little of the same is what you call lost sale. So the simple rule that you're bringing in for the SME or the small and medium enterprise is what we call the ABC method. The ABC method says 20% of the stock should be able to bring about 20% of the sale. What we mean here is we do the record level. When the stock is at a certain level, then you expect that you're going to have this kind of a sale. It is able now to direct the people who are going to do the marketing, the customer who are going to come to the shop, and they know that whenever we go to the shop, we'll always get something that we require. So that calls for you to do a lot of market research to ensure that you have the right moving goods, whatever is required by the customer, and therefore you have more of the sale. So having the right stock, not the dead stock in the shelf, that would ensure that you are able now to do the proper sale. Number two, you do what you call stock taking. Do you do your stock taking on a daily basis? For example, if you have a restaurant or you have a bar, you take your stock daily.
You need to do that daily?
Yeah, you have to do it daily.
Okay.
You know which brand of beer is able to move faster, which is not, and which stock do I only sell at the end of the week. So either you have your daily stock taking or you have a weekly stock taking to ensure that your shop or your business is well stocked at any given time.
And can you say that is what influences the pricing of the goods, the 20-80 rule? Can you say
Yes,
that?
it has, because if a commodity is moving, then that means that the demand of that commodity is higher. And you know, prices is dictated by the demand and the supply. The demand and if there is no demand for a commodity, what's going to happen? Is that going to affect your price? Because again, there is also if there is no demand, then the few people are willing and are able to buy it. So that would reduce. But if a commodity is moving faster, then even if you put it higher, then the price will be, the more of the customers will be going for it. Then there is other rule that you call the FIFO rule, FIFO rule. Fast in, fast out. Okay, we normally call this rule the fast in, fast out, especially for fasts, for foods, cosmetics and medicine. Not that kwa sababu mtu anaona ile kitu yenye iko pale, hii ndio ilikuwa umekuleta juzi, umeleta leo ndio anaiona. What about your juzi? So the inventory management you manage by saying fast in, fast out. You have the cosmetic. I know you are in the cosmetic industry. Now, those cosmetics that you have, zingine zimekaa tu pale, you're selling ambazo ziko tu hapa mbele. So when you're doing your stocking, the new ones unaziweka pale nyuma, the older ones unazileta nini? Fast in, fast out. It is inventory management. Otherwise, you will end up having a dead stock within your shop.
Okay. Now I believe that you also introduced, now apart from the finance management system, you also introduced that is the inventory management system. Also the first segment, there's something key that you mentioned and you repeated it, that is time. And how do time fall under that is the systems here in a business?
Let me tell you that time is the most expensive resource that you have in your organization. Leave alone the stock that you have, the one that you have just talked about. Time is the most expensive resource in your organization.
Why?
And when I say this, tools, when you talk about the time, one of the things that we talk about is, let's talk about the time blocking, for example. Most of the people do not block their time. They do anything that comes at any time. But when you do block timing, you say, on Monday, I do administrative work. So I'll be able to do all the administrative. For example, for me, on Mondays, I'm usually in office to do the administrative work in office. On Tuesday, I'll do the sales. So I'll go to the field, meet all my customers, new and old customers. On Wednesday, I'll do the stock. Okay. On Thursday, I'll do the finance. On Friday, I do the planning for the following week. So what does that do? You have programmed your time. Most of the business people have not blocked their time. They do anything that comes in. What about that is in a week? What about in a day, on a daily basis? On a daily basis, when you go to the office, what do you start with? For the organization that I've managed or those I've worked in, there's what you call first of all in the morning, the stand-up meetings. The stand-up? The stand-up meetings. The stand-up meeting is whereby when you come to the office in the morning, there are organizations, for example, when you go into the morning at 7 or at 8, before you start anything, let's have a word of prayer together. That is one. Stand-up meetings is, nowadays we have what you call the open floor office system. Everybody stands up and you have a very brief, what are you doing, all of you? I'm doing ABCD, 10 minutes. And therefore you have operationalized the day. Stand-up meetings. So what do you do on a daily basis? When you come in the morning, when there are not much customers, in the course of the day, then how do you close the day at the end of it? You manage your time well. Then the other thing that you need to do is what you call avoiding meetings that are not necessary. Meeting with no agenda. What's up all day and doing staff work. You waste your time. Okay? The other thing that you need when you're talking about the meetings, it's not every meeting that you're called for that is necessary. Does it fall within your schedule? Does it fall within what you're supposed to do? Every prompt, at what time am I going to check my mails? At what time am I going to check my WhatsApp? Or it is a disruption every day. Ninafanya kitu prop up WhatsApp, then I'm disrupted whatever I was doing. I'm called for a meeting, the staff. HR ameitana mkutano, MD ameitana mkutano, sales manager ameitana mkutano. How do I organize my day? You should know what meetings you're going to have.
All right.
Last but not least is what we call the 80-20 time management rule.
No, this is the 80-20.
Yeah, 80-20 management rule, whereby it says 20% of the tasks bring out 80% of the profit.
Okay.
20% of the tasks bring about 80% of the profit. And when you talk about this, it says focus is therefore you look at the key areas, the sales, the key customers, and the product quality.
Okay.
So that when you talk about the 20-80 rule in time, you look at what sales am I focusing on? Which customer am I focusing on? And what quality am I looking at? Si ukimbiza kila customer, kuna customer ambao unaweza spend all your time, but they're not bringing any sale.
They're not buying.
They're not buying.
Yeah.
There's a product that you may be looking at, but it's not buying. For the fast moving customer goods, you know, the fast moving customer goods, you're talking about the tissue paper, the tissue papers, you're talking about the soaps and all that, the kina Royco na nini, ambazo the customers lazima wanunue kina sukari na nini na nini. Which one am I going to focus on? Ni gani ambayo italeta returns? What is the profit margin for those commodities? So what time am I going to spend on these commodities?
So you check at the profit margin and how fast they're moving.
Yes. Okay. So that I know what product am I going to put more emphasis on. Which customer am I going to focus more on. Ni yule customer ambaye nikienda kwake lazima story nini ananizungusha with, and you remember time is the most expensive resource in an organization. So what customer am I going to dwell on? What product am I going to dwell on? Even watu wa sales kama sisi ambao tunafanya sales. There's a certain customer unajua hata nikienda kwake before I get the business, oh my. And there's a certain customer I know I'm going to do a tender, I'm going to get my check on this day, and I'm going to do.
Yeah, that happens. Because you bring out the aspect of sales, and it's also part of what forms a system that is marketing and sales. What makes a good sales system in a business?
A good sales process is knowing this is the product, Then after knowing the product, who are the target customers? Then after knowing the target customers, know how the operating the standard operating procedure for that product. Customer may inquire, what time is taken to reply to the customer in terms of the quote, giving the price. When the customer places his order, how long does it take to deliver? When do we do the correction of money? Remember, a sale is not a sale until it is paid up. A sale is not a sale until it is
Paid up.
paid. To be paid. Is it a cash and carry? Is it cash and carry? Or if I have to give a credit for how many days? Or is it a payment in advance so that we can do the delivery? Are you together?
Yeah.
So the sales is determined by a number of factors.
And then if that is the case, to avoid kukua na dead stock mingi sana, how can a business create that is predictable sales instead of some of the people rely on luck? Acha nilete zitaenda.
No. I think, Angie, you have been in this platform and you have talked about what you call market research. You must be a very good market research personnel if you have to do in business. And I remember at one time I gave you the example of Kodak and Fuji. They were the best digital, they were the best in photography and all that. But when things started changing, did they adapt? Did they move with the technology? Where is Kodak today? Do you know Kodak? Do you know a company called Profoto? Have you ever had a company called Profoto? Those were companies that were doing so well in the image. But today, they are not able to read what is happening. Look at a company like Telcom. When change was coming to mobile, poster, for example, in the mail and all that, they lagged. So you must do market research so that you move with the current. What is the requirement of the customers? Otherwise, utabaki nyuma.
Utabaki nyuma. I know you have explained how a good sales system looks like. Now let's talk about marketing. And when we talk about marketing, many people think that when it comes to marketing, it's me taking a product and posting it online. Yeah, as long as I've posted on my top, that is good marketing. Now, what's the difference between that posting and the marketing itself?
Marketing, marketing is, the term marketing is defined by saying, is in telling the customer what I have.
Okay.
Telling the customer what I have with the intention of making a sale after. This is the difference between marketing and sale. Those are two different aspects. Marketing is how I'll make my customer know that I have this product. Are you together? Now, for me to make that customer know the market, what I have, I must first and foremost do to know what does the customer need. What is the ability of the customer? Are you together? And that is fine. If you go to the supermarket, one of the target, the strategy of the supermarket is ensuring that those things that you don't need them, but you have a great appetite for them, are always put at the eye level of your children, for example. Sweets, candy, cakes, bikes, zote zinawekwa katika macho ya nini? Ya mtoto. So that by the time you are going, if you go to the counter pale, kuna vitu wote wenye tuko pale. How much money do you spend on those things pale kwa shelf and just next to? You have not planned for them. It is a strategy for marketing. You place them where you know the customer will be passing by for you to do what? To ensure the end goal is to have a what? A sale. So marketing would be determined by one, knowing your customer, knowing your customer preference, what they prefer, and then their purchasing behavior. So marketing is a very wide area.
It's very diverse.
Very, very wide.
And now before we go to the operation systems and delivery, what market channels are currently giving businesses the best return on investment?
Now, they are different depending on the product that you're looking at.
Okay.
Depending on
the product.
If you look at the, what do you call it, the beauty product, they're fast doing very well. If you look at the fashion industry, for example, for this young generation, TikTok is doing a good marketing area. So and so is wearing this, so and so is doing this, so and so. TikTok is doing very good in, but how many customers, how many business people, the traditional business people have embraced, for example, TikTok? How many have embraced, for example, Instagram?
No.
Very few.
Yeah.
The traditional old people in their businesses.
Okay.
Very few. The people who are doing deliveries. I have a boutique, but all what I do is I market my product on TikTok and I deliver countrywide. I don't need a shop. So again, current marketing is influenced by the social media and the target. If I have a certain product, I know where am I going to get that customer segment or TikTok. So I'll use that. There's another product that will be, these are people who will be found in the FB, the millenniums, FB, they're there. The Gen Z, I'm targeting them. I go to TikTok.
Yeah.
So know my market, the target.
All right, that is, I love what you're saying, social media, and to our viewers, you really need to embrace social media. And now, I don't know if we have realized, when it comes to some products, unapata an entrepreneur started with a good product, quality product, with time anaenda akidepreciate quality. Kama ilikuwa ile ya 130, ameleta ile ya 100 shillings. Now, how do operational system improve that is consistency and qualities, especially when it comes to service and goods?
I'll repeat this point again. Market research. Ensure that at every given time you have a proper market research department. And in the market research, it's telling you what are the current trends that you have. Are you together? Because running the business efficiently means this is about doing the right things with less wastage of time, money, and energy.
Okay.
Doing business without wasting much of your time, cash, and energy. If you're not doing proper marketing research, unakuta kwamba product ambayo ulikuwa nayo watu wameizoea. This is always in business. Ukileta kitu, there is the upsurge first of the uptake of the commodity. Then after that, the demand for it goes down. You must be innovative every day and to improve.
So you need to improve on it as a business person.
Look at the motor industry. If you look at the motor industry, the model of the vehicle is the same Toyota, but they have improved. Mara imeweka hita, mara imewekwa hii, mara imewekwa hii. Why are they doing that? So that the taste and the preference of the customer is taken care of every other time. The vehicle is the same, the comfort of the vehicle is the same, but you require to do a few touch-up here and there to now appeal to the demand or the appealing of the customer. The dressing, for example, is the same. In material tu ya kushona nguo na imevariwa. But look at the material. Leo umeshona na hii material, then umeweka this branding, then umeweka hii nyingine. At the end of the day, what is happening? You change a few things here and there. Yes.
All right. And now, because umeleta the aspect of familiarity, you find that customers become too familiar. Let's talk about that in the customer service system. How can a business build customer loyalty through effective systems that even if another brand inafanana na yako ikikuja that is in the market, still you see this customer coming to you?
Customer service is a very wide area, Angie.
Okay.
And when you talk about the customer service, it goes to the customer service. How do you handle your customers? How do you respond to them? How do you respond to the inquiry? What time you have? That takes us to something else that you call the turnaround time, the TNT of your business. How do you handle difficult customers? Different customers have different needs, tastes, and preferences. How do you handle each one of them? Remember, and I've always said this, a person who buys once is a customer. Who buys?
Once.
A person who buys and comes back, you have made a sale, because that person has gone and has come back. Then a customer who has gone and referred somebody else, you have created a brand.
Okay.
Has come, you have made a sale, has come back again, you have made a name. Then if he refers somebody, you made a brand. And how are you going to have somebody coming back? Because you met his target, you met his preference, you did the right thing, and you served the customer well. If he was fully satisfied, he will now go and refer somebody else. So customer service is a very wide area, and it requires you to ensure that that customer is well taken care of.
All right.
Yes.
And because our time is up, I feel like we have a lot to talk about when it comes to that systems that are required to run a business effectively. I think we'll put a pen, but we'll say this. If I would want to hear from you or advice to that, a piece of advice to that business owner, what is that one thing that he or she could improve in a system this month to make sure that the business runs effectively?
One, have a target.
Have a target.
That's number one. Then after having the target, do a follow-up. The follow-up may be on a daily basis or on a weekly basis. So you have your target. This is a sales target that I require this month. Then have a plan of how to achieve it, and then have a record to know what have I done on a daily basis, so that am I going towards my target.
All right. And I'm sure that obviously you've learned a lot when it comes to the systems that are required for a business to run efficiently. Thank you so much for availing yourself for the show. And because you deal with matters to do with insurance, you can share your contact so that in case someone is interested, watakutafuta.
Thank you very much. I did in insurance industry. I mean the insurance industry. For all your, we manage your risks. Whether it is in your health matters, which is an area that has become so crucial. We have medical covers for inpatient, outpatient, and these we deal not only within one insurance company. We are, as a registered insurance agent, we are able to give you insurance cover through Jubilee Insurance, AAR, PASIS. We have for Britam. We have APA. We're able to give you very good competitive medical covers, and these medical covers will depend. For example, if you're coming as an individual, you're coming as a group, that is an SME, or you're coming as a corporate. So it will depend on the need that you have. Other than that, we have school insurance product, whereby we insure the schools by ensuring that we insure their property against fire, against burglary, again, it's also for the employees, as well as the motor vehicles for the schools. We also have what you call the SME segment. The SME segment for the insurance, this one we insure your business. And when you're talking about insuring your business, you're insuring your business against fire, against burglary, and of more importance currently, we are also insuring against political risk, what you call the PVT. So for all your insurance needs, for all your insurance requirement, don't hesitate to call us at Tindai Insurance Agencies. We are located at Tower 1, first floor, Nakuru Town. Thank you.
Okay, I'm sure atakutafuta. Thank you so much. And for viewers, thank you so much for tuning in for today's segment. That is Money Monday. We're always here each and every Monday to making sure that you as a business person, as a day-to-day person aspiring to have a business, we give you that is financial strategy so now you can become a great entrepreneur. And for the day-to-day people, we help you become financially independent in the future. Manjala Kabete, till next time, may God bless you abundantly and a happy new week.
Thank you.
Mizpah TV, keeping the fire of the altar burned.
So I pray that with your eyes open in Jesus' mighty name to see that all things are possible. So all things are possible to them that are born again.
Every day is a working day, you know, wow. And every day there is something you should achieve. You should be better than yesterday.
Does being born again automatically make you marriage ready?
Can sing well, but you don't know how to control your emotions. You can know how to pray in tongues, but you don't know how to. You're not organized.
Nina shukushuku mahali you can relate with this.
What if in marriage you just get to discover this person that I'm getting married to has a certain form of weakness, like maybe he drinks. In case you're a man and then you marry a beautiful girl who sings in church, but she can never bear children, what will you do?
But you know, this generation, they have that mentality.
Pastors cry, and pastor's wife cry. If you're ready to be told, even nakuona unaimba hapa church saki kukuona, ama hivyo nakuona unakimbia hiyo church sikuona.
Hizo ngo mrefu utaacha.
Na hizo ngo, will you be ready to for that? Yeah.
Praise the Lord. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. My name is Pastor Philip Mulinge. I'm a pastor at Mizpah House of Prayer. Have you heard about this book, Preparing for a Godly Marriage? This is a book that I have done, and I want to say that marriages don't fail because there is no love. Marriages largely fail because of no or poor preparation. And many people prepare for a wedding, but how many people prepare for marriage? And that is why God gave me a burden to do this book that will be a blessing to the body of Christ. If you have not gotten this book, you have an opportunity to get it. You can reach out to us and we will give you more details on how you can get the book. The book is available online. Yes, it is available online. So if you're not in the country, you are outside the country, you can get it on seller.com and also on Amazon. This is a must-have book for us to have stable marriages in this generation. God bless you in Jesus' name.
Mizpah TV, keeping the fire of the altar burning.
Hi everybody, I hope that you are doing well. Karibu sana, and this is Money 101, matters to do with the kingdom world. I go by the name Angela Kabete. Please make sure that you get to interact with us on our social media handles, that is on Facebook and YouTube at Mizpah TV Kenya, or you can opt to use a WhatsApp number that is 0799200100. And on today's edition, or on today's episode of Money 101, we're discussing something that is really interesting, and also apart from being interesting, it's quite transformative, and that's the topic is when God entrusts you with more. Many people, even you yourself, you pray for financial breakthrough, but what happens after breakthrough? What happens after breakthrough? You're praying for money, God bless you with money. You're praying for business, God bless you with that business. What happens next? For some, increased income leads to increased spending, unnecessary pressure, and poor financial decisions instead of lasting wealth. And the Bible shows us that God is not only interested in blessing us, but also on how we steward his blessings. And that's why today we'll discuss how to handle increase with wisdom, humility, accountability, with the kingdom mindset. And to back this conversation, I'm not doing it alone. I'm honored to be joined by a man who is got quite a wild experience of such kind of matters, and also he inspires and also equip leaders, or equip people to becoming great leaders, and that is none other than Apostle Paul Njoroge from Turning Point Church. How are you? How are you doing?
I'm doing very okay.
You're great.
I'm doing marvelous.
You look great.
Thank you. You look good too.
Thank you. Really honored to have you on this episode of Money 101.
Yes.
To discuss matters to do with kingdom wealth.
Mm-hmm.
And from our topic, when God entrusts you with more, it's such an interesting topic because kila believer pale nje, they are praying for an increase. Kuna mtu anataka promotion. Basically, they want to be promoted because they want increase. And I'll start by asking a question at a personal level.
Yes.
I want to hear from you. Have you ever got to a point, or have you experienced this whereby you didn't have something, you prayed for it, you prayed for an increase, and then God blessed you with it? So tell us, what happened after the breakthrough? Yeah.
Yeah, I think everybody has actually gone through that.
Everybody.
Because kind of life is made to be cyclical, whereby there will be a time of plenty and there will be a time of lack. And many people, they have known how to survive during the time of scarcity. But when plenty comes, that is when trouble begins. Okay. So I've been in such a place. I remember there was a time just heaven opened up, and I was really receiving some good money from here and there. I thought, man, my life is becoming better and all that. And one of the things I did was crazy because I had always desired to have some properties. So I decided to buy land, but I didn't do due diligence. So I ended up buying a land that was already a double sale.
Okay.
And I lost that money. So when you say that when God entrusts you with more, well, the first thing that should come into mind is, are you capable of stewarding
capability,
the increase that you've gotten? Because I realized that poverty tests your faith, but when we talk about prosperity, it tests your character.
I love that.
Yes.
It tests your character.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. That's where trouble begins, because with more, pride becomes a temptation, and with more, independence becomes attractive, whereby you no longer want to depend on God. I mean, you got it. You no longer need to wake up very early and begin to pray. You are no longer binding any demon. You're good. You see, that's the difference. But for somebody who is in shortage, you wake up early in the morning, you call Jehovah Jireh, Lord, let my offering produce. But when somebody now you got increase, it's very, very easy to not wake up that early.
Don't you think probably people usually say that as you have been praying for money, wealth, I got it. Then why should I wake up and continue to pray for the same thing? Yeah.
Yeah, it happens. But to be honest, one of the things that makes people have the challenge of mismanaging increase is because of having converging visions instead of having a diverging vision. You know, when you have a concave or a vision that is, too narrow, you will not be interested in character building, stewarding correctly what God has given you. Because for most of us who have very serious vision, I don't think there is any increase that can like bamboozle me or do anything, because you are thinking international, you are thinking global, you are thinking generational. So for you to have, let's say, even 10 million and you think you've made it, oh, that is kindergarten in the school of wealth, for lack of a better word. Yeah. So, I like what you say, that, when, God gives you more, look at your character. Can you still be humble? I was in a meeting and, a man of God was preaching, and he said one statement I've never forgotten. He asked a question: can you handle greatness with humility?
Handling greatness with humility.
Yes. And that statement really stuck to my heart.
It's deep.
Yeah, because I realized that most of us, when God does something big, the first thing you are thinking is how to show off. You want to kind of show like you made it because you are very intelligent, or because you're a good planner, or you got more favor with God. You like want to self-aggrandize, where you want to show like it's your power. But Deuteronomy 8 verse 17 and 18 says that you shall not say that it is by your power that you have gotten that wealth. Verse 18 says, you shall remember the Lord your God, for he is the one who gives you the power to make wealth. So when increase comes, it's always good to remember the intelligence you used, the opportunities that came, the favor that you received. It was from God. And therefore, don't seek independence from God. Continue to be dependent on God.
Wow, I love that. And if that is the case, then when you say God entrusts you with more, what does he expect from us as believers? To multiply, to steward? What does God expect from us?
There's several very important things God expects. When God blesses you with more, you need actually to know now God wants you to become more responsible. Yeah. That's the first thing. You need to be responsible. And to be responsible means that you are able to have better planning. You got better plans, better decisions. It's another thing. God is expecting you now to make better decisions. He wants you to have better accountability. He wants you to be able now to think investments. He wants you to think about the seed and the bread. There's a scripture in 2 Corinthians 8 that says, God gives the seed to the sower and bread to the eater. That means for every increase that God gives, it is divided into two.
Okay.
There is the bread and there is the seed. So you must discern of the amount of money that God has given you, which is bread and which is seed. Because if you eat the seed, then you have forfeited the harvest.
Okay.
Some people just squander both the bread and the seed. And that is why you see many people rise and then they fall.
Okay.
Because they did not discern the seed. When you discern the seed is to be given back to God. It's to be given to the altar. It's to be given to missions. It's to be given, for kingdom investment.
Okay.
But, the seed. But the bread, now that has to do with your needs, with your plannings and all that. That is for you, your family and everything. So, more increased demands more responsibility.
More increased demands more responsibility.
Exactly.
Oh, I love that. I love that angle. And now, because you're talking when God entrusts you with more, when you're talking, you mentioned about something to do with generational wealth. So are we supposed to multiply it so that it can be sustained for generations? Yeah.
Actually, God's blessings are supposed to be transgenerational.
Okay.
It's only we mismanage what comes. The Bible speaks about a good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. You're being told that whatever you have, like for example, for me, I have 2 daughters. So if I'm talking that I'm wealthy, I must be looking at one probably gets 4 children, the other gets 4 children. So I have to think about what will I leave for the 8 children. That is how I'm supposed to think. So if I have 2 houses, that is now for Rose and Gloria. But how about their children? I'm supposed to think. And this is what has messed up the economy of most believers. Our parents, they received from their own parents, our grandmas, but they have very little to leave us. So most of us, we are starting. A lot of people are starting. Very few people have been handed down wealth from their parents. So the Bible speaks about that when money comes, you must not allow it to be dormant. You must not allow blessings to come and then they kind of become dormant in your hands. You're supposed to plan saving, plan in investments, and do wise investments. Otherwise, actually, there is a scripture. Let me see. Yes. Proverbs 21 verse 20 is awesome. This verse, it says there is treasure to be desired in oil in the dwelling of the wise. The point is the wise store. If you have wisdom, whenever it comes, you will store. You will not use a hunter mentality. Like Esau. Esau, he was a hunter. Jacob was a farmer. And you look at Esau mentality. If he found 3 deer, he could not run after the 3 of them. He would just select one. And upon getting it, he would kill it. And then eat it until it is finished. And that is why when Isaac wanted to bless him, he had to go back to the field to hunt because he was not thinking future.
Okay.
It is a system, is an economic system revealed in Esau. But Jacob, when an opportunity came, because he was a cultivator, he had ready he could be able to capture the opportunity. And that is why how many people were employed. They use the hunter mentality. As soon as they receive the salary, they'll crash it in 5 days and then run the remaining 25 days waiting for the next salary. And as soon as the salary comes, again they crash it. So they live like that. And that is why it has been proven globally that very few employees can end up rich because they are using a hunter mentality.
Oh, it's a bad mentality.
Yeah, it is. It is a bad one. Do you know the people we admire, they are not employed. They are business people. Because in God's agenda, he doesn't want us to live by salary. He wants us to live by income.
Okay.
Because you don't need faith to receive a salary. You just need to show up in your workplace for the 30 days. And at the end of it, you'll be given your salary. But income is a daily dose of faith demand.
Okay, I see that.
Yes.
And I love the way you're bringing it out. And because our time is almost up, unfortunately,
all right.
we have that is actually 1 minute. Then how can one tell the difference between enjoying God's blessings and living beyond their means? Because sometimes Christians, they're like, I'm just enjoying blessings. This is what God gave me. So how can one tell the difference?
I think, as I say, the best thing I found in life that is able to put self-governance or guardrails is a vision. When you have a vision, the vision speaks. It will tell you, hey, you cannot be extravagant. It will tell you, no, you cannot go, you cannot do like a wedding for $1 million. Spend it in under 4 hours. You've used $1 million just because you want to show off and try to intimidate your colleagues. You see? So, like, you will be able to see the priority. What is the priority? Is it being carried in a chariot? Or is it having a wife and having the parents come and bless you? You know, so you realize some people, their priority is glamour. They want, they want to come with the best machine in the country. They want the chariots. They want the television stations to be the ones covering. And there's nothing wrong with all that. But when it comes to generational wealth and you want to continue, you have to prioritize. And when you have a vision, the vision is able to tell you, no, you cannot just grant every desire that you have. Some desires, you just postpone them.
Postponing. I love that. And because our time is up, allow us to put a pen on today's conversation. Personally, I've learned a lot. Na kama mimi nimesoma, I'm sure that our viewers have learned. And one thing that you mentioned that really stood out is that poverty tests your faith, but wealth tests and money, it tests that is your character, whereby it becomes a little bit challenging to many people out there. But make sure that we continue this conversation on another episode. Thank you so much for availing yourself for this episode. We are really honored to have you.
Thank you.
And for viewers, thank you so much for tuning in for today's episode. This is Money 101. We get to talk about matters to do with kingdom wealth, and today we're tackling a topic that is very interesting, very simple. When God entrusts you with more, have you been trusting God for promotion, income increase after the breakthrough? What happens? So make sure that you get to catch up with us on the other episode, because we get to talk about matters to do with savings, to tuongelea budgeting, to tuongelea investment, and how you can build that is a long-term generational wealth after the breakthrough. I'm Angela Kabete. Till next time, may God bless you. Bye-bye.
Mizpah TV, keeping the fire of the altar burning.